Peace to everybody. This is about Janet Jackson says Michael's legacy will live on. And as you can see here in the picture is Janet Jackson with her brother Michael. And of course, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they had totally and extremely lied about Michael Jackson about him sexually molesting him, and that was not true at all. Janet Jackson isn't worried about her brother Michael's legacy. It will continue. I love it when I see kids emulating him when adults still listen to his music. She recently told the UK newspaper, the Sunday Times, "It just lets you know the impact that my family has had on the world." Yeah, so she's not really worried about her brother at all, because Michael Jackson's legacy is going to continue to live on forever because of the children. And they love Michael Jackson so much that it will continue to live on forever. It's been months since the HBO documentary Leaving Neverland regenerated debate over whether the King of Pop was a priority pedophile. And of course, that was a lie of what Wade Robson and James Safechuck had said, that Michael Jackson sexually molested them. And that wasn't true at all. And of course, the Jackson estate was suing HBO for $100 million. HBO is owned by CNN's parent company, Warner Media, and of course, CNN is a liberal station for fake news. Michael Jackson, who died in 2009 at 50, maintained his innocence when he was alive in the face of public allegations. He molested two boys during separate incidents in 1993 and 2003. And that was not even true at all, because with those two gentlemen that lied on him, it was all a lie. They wanted the money and they couldn't get it, so they decided to paint this fairy tale, saying, "Oh, Michael Jackson molested me. Michael Jackson touched me down there, this and that." And that was a lie. And of course, with the other videos that I have done, you can go back and check them out as well, because they admitted of being liars. Yes, they have admitted it. Jackson settled out of court with the 1993 accuser and was acquitted in the other case. So yeah, they tricked Michael Jackson of settling out of court in 1993, because they wanted his money. And now with Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they want the money, but they can't have it because they're not part of his family. Michael Jackson's three children, Paris, Prince Jr., and Blanket, those are his children that he leaves the money to, not Wade Robson or James Safechuck. Leaving Neverland chronicles allegations by James Safechuck and Wade Robson that Jackson sexually abused them over a period of several years when they were children, and that was a lie. It was a one-sided documentary, of course, and they have lied big time. It was never true at all, so they thought they could get away with it, but they couldn't. Jackson was never charged with any crimes related to Safechuck and Robson. So yeah, like I said, they lied. They just wanted the money, but they couldn't, so they got mad and decided to paint this little fairy tale. After the documentary aired in March, Jackson's family condemned it, calling it a public lynching, and Jackson's accusers admitted liars. In reference to sworn statements both Safechuck and Robson made while Jackson was alive, that he did not molest them. So at first they say, that he didn't touch them at all, but when Michael Jackson had passed away in 2009, they turned the tables and said, oh, he touched me, this and that. And that was a lie right there. In her interview with the Sunday Times, Janet Jackson didn't specifically mention the documentary or allegations, but she did speak on her brothers and her family's impact on the world. And so Janet Jackson never mentioned the documentary or the allegations. She decided to leave that part out, but she did speak on her brothers and her family impact. I hope I'm not sounding arrogant in any way. I'm just stating what is, she said. It's really all God's doing, and I'm just thankful for that. Yeah, so she's saying that it's all God's doing, and she's thankful for it. She's only stating what she wants to talk about. She doesn't want to talk about the documentary or the allegations at all. Jackson also discussed her career, growing up in the Jackson family, and the joys of becoming a mother at the age of 50. So Janet discussed about growing up in her career, also in growing up in the Jackson family, and how she became a mother at 50. Her son Issa was former husband Wilson Almena is 2 years old now, and an inspiration to the singer, she said. Yeah, so she's got a 2-year-old son that she had with her ex-husband, because remember, with Janet Jackson, she wasn't allowed to do certain things, so, and I guess she couldn't take it anymore, so she decided to divorce him for good this time, and she got her son. I've slowed down a great deal. I don't rehearse as many hours as I used to because of being with my baby, she told the newspaper. My days have been cut in half so I can spend that time with him. So she used to do a lot of rehearsing, and now she doesn't do it anymore because of her 2-year-old son. And that's good that she is spending time with him. Now that the recent Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee isn't busy, so she's not really that busy that much, so she's doing what she has to do. She's got a residency in Las Vegas, and a very different life from what she envisioned when, as a teen, she told her father, Joe Jackson, she wanted to attend law school. So I guess when Janet was growing up, she wanted to go to law school, but I guess she decided to pick the singing career instead. And of course, Joe Jackson was not very nice to his children at all, because he forced his children to work hard at their music. I mean, Michael Jackson and his brothers, they were pushed so hard into the music industry that Joe Jackson just did not even care at all. The elder Jackson managed his children's careers for a time, and there was no looking back after he discovered his youngest daughter could sing. And so the boys, they were singing and dancing and everything, and of course he discovered his youngest daughter could sing. I told him I wanted to go to school and study business law. I really wanted to make my way by acting, Janet Jackson told the paper. That was how I was going to pay for my schooling. He felt that God had a different path for me. So Janet Jackson really wanted to go to law school, but Joe Jackson, nope, he wouldn't let her. Instead, she got into the music business, and no parent should ever put their children into something they don't want to do. Let them make up their own minds what they want. Help support your children. If your child wants to become a doctor, please support that. If your child wants to become a firefighter, please support that. But don't force them into something that they don't want to be. they have to make up their own minds. Joe Jackson was known to be a strict discipline, and his youngest daughter has said she was never allowed to call him dad. So yeah, never to call him dad. What? But Joe Jackson, yeah, they told his children that they need to call him by his first name, and that was Joe. And I mean, what the heck is going on? This man had really disciplined his children so severely that it was not even funny anymore. He died last summer, and it sounds as if Janet Jackson hailed him in the interview for what he did for the family. And so he died last summer. Janet Jackson hailed him in the interview for what he did for the family. So I guess she was relieved that he was gone because, with everything, you pushing your child to do this and do that, it's like, what are you doing? My father saw a way out for his children, she said, a better life, and thank God for that. And so she's saying that he found a way out for his children, and she thanked God for that. So that's what she did. And of course, Janet Jackson is going to take things slow now that she's got her son in her life from her ex-husband. Leave your comments below. I am out.